Hey everybody, you're listening to the Backlog for May 20th, 2015. Hey everyone, this is V's, and I'm joined by
Eli.
And first off, we're going to start off with some more rapid-fire discussion on some of the topics that happened over the last 2 weeks that we missed since we missed last week, and then we're going to get into a main discussion about something that made us both mad. So first up, Minecraft is the most watched game on YouTube, surprising no one, but the others on the list are a bit surprising, like Dota being at number 10.
I was surprised by that.
LOL being at number 3 was kind of really shocking to me too. Just because I didn't think it would be that high. I don't see many League of Legends videos on YouTube. I see more, like, well, in my own personal YouTube bubble, I see like Five Nights at Freddy's and horror games and stuff.
Yeah, I think it might have to do with just the circles we run in.
Yeah.
Because I was surprised to see, like FIFA and Call of Duty, but I don't go looking for those videos.
Well, so, FIFA is one of the best-selling games in the world.
I know.
Which no one realizes.
I forget about it.
And then also number 2 is Grand Theft Auto, which was a bit interesting considering that game. I mean, yeah, if you're using a capture card on a console, I mean, it's been out for over like almost 2 years. But the PC version just came out a month or so ago. Mm-hmm. So that's a bit interesting that it's number 2. But Minecraft being number 1 is... there's 58,400,000 hits for Minecraft on YouTube. No one should be shocked by Minecraft being the most watched thing, in terms of games.
I think it's neat that Five Nights at Freddy's is at number 8 of the top 10 all-time most watched YouTube videos. And it's been out for, how long? Like... When did the first Five Nights at Freddy's come out?
Last year.
Yeah.
Around, I think it was around Halloween.
So yeah, barely a year.
I think it's been 8 or 9 months since the first game came out.
Yeah. So, and it's already at number 8.
Yeah, that's kind of amazing to me. I honestly I'm surprised it wasn't higher, but it's still amazing that it's on the list in general. I don't know. Yeah, the list is Minecraft, GTA, League of Legends, Call of Duty, FIFA, Garry's Mod, The Sims, Five Nights at Freddy's, Puzzles and Dragon, which I have no idea what the fuck that is, and Dota 2.
I'm kind of surprised The Sims is on there, because I've never really heard of
I'm not.
People watching Sims. But again, I've never played that game. Never. Once in my life. So...
Puzzle and Dragon is that's a mobile game. That's a match 3 mobile game, and it's one of the most... What? It's number 9 on the most watched thing. It's a match 3 mobile game. That's amazing. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Huh. Yeah, no, The Sims is actually, like, really, really big on YouTube.
And that's probably has to do with just the things I go looking for.
Yeah, I have a couple people that I was subscribed to that play through The Sims, like Al Chessbreach, which you've seen some of his videos. He had like 100-something episodes with The Sims 3, and he's already up to like 70 or 80 on Sims 4. So yeah, that one can last. But yeah, that list is a bit weird. Garry's Mod, I think they're counting all of the different games that you can have with Garry's Mod in that. Because just straight up Garry's Mod, nobody really does, but Trouble in Terrorist Town, which... No, actually, that's a Counter-Strike mod. But I know, like, Prop Hunt and stuff, which we've watched Prop Hunt stuff. So, I don't know.
Alien Isolation sold 2.1 million copies, and according to Sega, that's weak, proving that Sega is about as dumb as you would think.
Yeah, what don't large devs get about the fact that there are niche markets that will reliably buy your games and give you a steady income? compared to... They call Alien Isolation weak, but then they put out something like fucking Sonic Boom. So, fuck Sega, I don't care. Whatever. Just don't fucking ruin the Alien franchise for me, please. Make another one.
What about a Alien Isolation Sonic Boom mashup?
I need you to retract that statement.
I'd play that.
No, you wouldn't. You don't even know any... You've seen Alien Isolation.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I've never played it, but I've seen bits and pieces of it.
Wasteland 2 Game of the Year Edition is free for anyone who already owns the game, and includes a fairly big overhaul in terms of graphics, combat, items, and all that stuff. And it also shows a dev sticking to something they promised, where they said they will never sell DLC. So, that's pretty fucking awesome.
Yooka-Laylee and Bloodstained Ritual of the Night are destroying on Kickstarter, showing Microsoft and Konami that people do actually want games that aren't brown chest-high wallcover simulators.
Yeah, those two are involved in our topic discussion, but I don't know, hey, you know what? Rare made my fucking childhood, and Symphony of the Night I have bought on every conceivable platform that I can legally own it, so I'm definitely going to kick in for Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. And Iga and everybody from Rare, who's now over at Playtronic, fuck yes, keep making good shit that apparently nobody is going to ever play, but everybody now wants your games. Ex-Bioshock devs put a hold on the Black Glove for now. Had no idea they were even making that. But apparently they're working on other games, so it's okay. I don't even know what the Black Glove was supposed to be, so... Sure?
I hadn't heard of it, so... Through the Woods, a Norwegian folk horror game, was announced, and it looks amazing.
Yeah, we watched the trailer, and if... I will at least link the trailer. I don't know, maybe I could put it up in a small screen here or something. The trailer looks awesome. It's fairly short, but it looks like it could be a very cool little horror exploration game.
I love anything folk-inspired.
Yeah, and I love Norwegian folk stuff,
yeah.
So I'm down with this. The Black Mesa, the former mod gone paid game on Steam, is also still a free mod. It's a very confusing setup for them. You can still download the mod. It's not being worked on anymore. The paid version is the one that's getting the updates. But the free version won't be getting Zen. Because of tech limitations, they aren't going to be porting the mod over to the new engine like they are with the Sold game, I believe. So Zen, which they have never had in the mod, won't be ever added to it, but it'll be in the paid version eventually. So, a million angry mobs of gamers are on the internet raging about this, which they were already about the fact that they broke their promise that it would never be paid, even though you can download it for free still.
Mobs. And finally, Nintendo promises to produce 5 phone games by 2017, which seems slow but also really fast somehow.
Yeah, well, 2 years to develop 5 mobile games. I mean, there are things like, who made Candy Crush Saga? King? They'll shit out 100 games in a month. But for someone like Nintendo, 2 years for 5 games.
That's a lot, yeah.
That's a long... Like, even if they are mobile games, that's still a long... a lot of games in a very short amount of time for them.
Yeah, the number 5 seems really small, but when you think about how many games Nintendo usually puts out in 2 years, that's a lot.
2?
Yeah.
Like, they've had 2 major games come out. Well, 3. Okay, they've put out 3 since the Wii U came out, really. 3. They have put out 3 games that really matter. I guess Xenoblade's a 4. But it's still been like, that's 2 a year. That's still not much. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I probably won't have a device that can run any of them, so it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what they do.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm glad they're branching out. And hey, they were finally profitable for the first time in, what was it, 4 years? For once, they were profitable, so... Yeah. And for our main topic...
Oy.
Yeah. Katie Chirones, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, wrote an opinion piece on Polygon about how big indie Kickstarters, such as Bloodstained and YookaLaylee and Mighty No. 9, are killing actual indies. Now, from the get-go, I had an issue with this article just because of the fucking title.
You know, that makes this the third terrible headline I've heard in 2 days.
First actual black woman. Oh, God.
Spiral cut your wiener.
Spiral cut your wiener.
For the best hot dogs.
Oh, man. This has been a bad week for people writing things. No, this entire article just kind of made me really mad. Like, she talks about how games, they're jacking up the cost of development because of PR and stuff and all these other things. And, like, yes, these are devs who want to sell this game to as many people as they possibly can. Like, they want to sell... Oh, well, that's an interesting little face there. Thank you, Chrome. Like, Igarashi wants to sell... Yes, he's hiring PR because he wants to get this game all over the world. He wants this game to crush. Partially in spite of Konami, I think. But also
I'm fine with that.
But also just because if you're going to put your heart and soul into finally making a spiritual successor to something that was beloved and that you loved making... Like, the dude is literally a vampire. Like, you saw that Kickstarter video.
It was beautiful.
It was ridiculous, like, B-grade special effects. Like, purposefully really badly done, but like, looked still awesome.
Obviously, this is his life and his passion.
It's obviously something he loves doing. You know what? And he states that, yes, the $500,000 that he wanted to make through Kickstarter was 1/10 of the production cost. And that's fine with me. Like, it's obviously stated that, no, this is not all of it. We want this to as a sign of faith that people want this game so that we can go to a publisher or to somebody to get funding for this so we can make and publish our game. I am down with that. Mm-hmm. Because, you know what? Games like this, like, what he's making aren't some little, like, 5-hour... They're not Charnel House Trilogy. They're not gonna be Darkest Dungeon.
No.
They're not these smaller games that are there for, like, you play them... Like, I play Darkest Dungeon from time to time, and I guess the playtime for that game is like 11 or 12 hours, depending on if you get really lucky or not. Or it's 100,000 hours because you can't fucking beat the first dungeon because you suck. But he wants to make a new Castlevania. Like, what is essentially a new Castlevania game? We haven't had one of those, a true Castlevania, in a very long time. Mm-hmm. We've gotten games like it. Like, we've gotten Finding Teddy 2 and all these other Metroidvania games.
Well, I mean, he literally created a genre.
Yeah. Well, he didn't create the genre. I mean,
but it's named after...
Yeah, he didn't create Castlevania itself.
Yeah,
But, like, Symphony of the Night is one of the most beloved Castlevania games for a reason. Because it was really good, and he's the one who made that game. Like, of course, there was the entire production team, but, like, Igarashi is the reason that game was as good as it was, because it was his vision on it, and I'm fine with him needing $5 million for it. Whatever. Go get 10 times the amount you're asking for on Kickstarter. I wouldn't expect lowball the shit out of that so that you can make the $500,000 you want to make. So then you can go get the rest of the funding so you can make the game you want to make. It's same thing with YookaLaylee. Like, they have never really been like, oh no, the game is only going to cost $270,000 to make. No, like, that's seed money. Mm-hmm. That isn't going to make a game as high quality as Yooka-Laylee looks.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not gonna happen. These guys are Rare. It is like the core team from fucking Rare who made my childhood. They're not gonna be able to remake a Banjo-Kazooie, make it look good on modern stuff, and do it for $300,000.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think one of the differences between, you know, the big indie, which is like, that's a stupid thing to call it anyway, but the difference between, like, the Kickstarters, like for Yooka-Laylee and Bloodstained, is that there is credibility there. Like, it's not somebody who's coming out and doing something new for the first time, or this is their first large-scale project. So you know when you're handing over your money to these people, you can see their track record. You know that they've done things before that are high quality and that you enjoyed. So there's more credibility rather than this is someone who's brand new or who has done a few small-scale projects before. And there's nothing wrong with supporting those people too, but of course you're going to get more money if you have a track record that says you've done a lot of really great things.
Yeah, and, like, I backed Wildfire. Wildfire's goal was something ridiculously low. Like, I think it was like $7,000. I'm gonna go look it up right now, as a matter of fact. I was on the page earlier, I should have just looked. The original funding goal for Wildfire was... Dang it, they aren't showing the... They aren't showing it now. Oh, I need to go campaign, not updates. The original funding goal was $10,000 Australian, which is like $7,000 US, or $8,000. They... Like, it's one guy making it. It's a small game that pretty much... Like, he put out 3 alphas with the Kickstarter, like, in the updates before the Kickstarter ended. That third alpha had 4 fairly completed levels, a bunch of very completed mechanics to the game, and everything else. And he stayed... Like, his budget is $10,000 because he's got the game almost done. He just needs voice talent and everything else for it, and polishing. And then he's just going to finish up the rest of the level design, and then one of the Kickstarter goals was to add in a new elemental mechanic, so Earth's getting added in, which is going to add a little bit to production time and stuff like that. But, like, he's obviously put a shit ton of work into this game, and he needed the money to finish it. He's an actual indie, and the game isn't killed. Like...
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that really irritated me about this article, is that despite the title, like, specifically saying that big indie is killing actual indie, did she ever really give concrete examples of that actually happening?
No.
Because I don't think I saw that at all when I was reading through it. Like, you can't just make a claim. I say this all the time. You can't just make a claim and not support it. It's like the first thing you learn when you're writing an essay. You have to support your claim. If you're going to make a giant claim like big indie Kickstarters are killing actual indies, you need to have support for that claim. You can't just say it. That doesn't make it true.
I'm looking on Kickstarter right now. I am on just the first page of the game section of Kickstarter. I cannot pronounce this game. Mottainai.
Mottainai?
Mottainai?
Is it Japanese?
I think so. It's origami. 494% pledged. $24,000. If that's 5 times what they were asking for.
Mm-hmm.
So they were asking for $5,000. They made $24,000. Fall of Magic, role-playing game of profound fantasy, 181% pledged. Still has 11 days to go. FOV, the world's first eye-tracking virtual reality headset. So a headset so another VR project out of the 8,000 we already have going on with big companies is already almost big funded VR. And has. Well, this thing has $205,000. It's 82% funded. 44 days left to go.
big VR is killing actual VR.
Yeah, like, these are small games, one-hit kill, a card game. I mean, and no, this isn't a video game. That's a board game. It's at 200%. Yooka-Laylee's at 953%. Like, no, these games aren't getting killed. Almost all of these are funding unless they look like shit. And if your game looks like shit...
That's not your fault. It's not our fault that it's not working.
And also, Katie here, who wrote this article, says that she is working on a Kickstarter game. Do you know how much her, her Kickstarter is overfunded by a shit ton? Like, it's... And then she's complaining about how it's getting... Like, she's made almost... On the Kickstarter for the game that she's helping work on, it's a time-looping narrative adventure game set in the world of Shakespeare called, Elsinore? 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 Elsinore. I don't know. I'm not going to hit play.
I don't have an idea.
It's almost 200% funded. I don't... Like, if anything, like Jim said on Jimquisition this week, if anything, Kickstarter seems to be more solid and a, safer bet to do now.
Yeah, like, this article was frustrating, and there were some other issues in it as well, just about valuing art, like, the time and effort artists put into things. But I think the thing that makes it, like, so just not credible as far as the actual statement she's making is that there is no support for it.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't support it at all. So essentially it's just talking.
People have talked about how Kickstarter is dying and this is the end of Kickstarter and this is the Kickstarter bubble popping for years. I will link this. I've linked this before. This is a list of every Kickstarted game that has gone over $75,000. Anything in red are failed. Orange are probably, like significant risks of failure. All the money is gone, blah, 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 blah. Yellow is normal progress, maybe some signs of risk. Light green is low risk, green is released. Look at all that green. Yes, and there's a lot that are still on track. Yes, there have been some terrible flops, like the Stomping Lands, or Stomping Grounds, whatever the dinosaur fucking thing was, that the dev disappeared, reappeared, didn't pay people, disappeared again, the game got delisted and then relisted, then delisted off Steam, and all this other, it just went to hell. One of the main art people on it went and sold all the models because he had to recoup some costs from the fact that he never got paid, and it was a huge fuck off, big old thing. And things like that do happen. I'm not gonna lie, shit happens. People don't take into account that things cost as much as they do, which is the opposite of what she's talking about. She's saying that people are overvaluing how much it costs to make a game, and it's making people overpay for things. But most of the time, when people are kickstarting a game, they undervalue how much money they need. Mm-hmm. Look at Tim Schafer. They undervalued the fuck out of what they needed and then overpromised on what they needed to do for Broken Age because they wanted to build a bigger and bigger game because they got more and more funding. Well, that fucked their game up because they needed to go back for more funding. Mm-hmm. Because they thought they had enough, and then they're like, oh, well, fuck, we got this far into it, and we've made too much game.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the other major issues in this article is things cost money.
Things cost a lot of money.
Things cost a lot of money. And anyone who says that people who are developing games or doing any other sort of creative work doesn't deserve to have health care or be able to pay the rent or buy food
or have to work 100-hour a week or something,
or work legal hours is an asshole.
Yeah, I really dislike this article, and it's an opinion piece. It's the only thing she's ever written for Polygon. And whatever, I mean...
I could see how if you see a Kickstarter that's getting millions of dollars and, you know, you didn't get that much money, how it could be frustrating. But again, there's no evidence to back up the claim. And, like, it's just really shitty to say that artists should have to, like, suffer for their art. Like, that's not the case. It shouldn't be the case, and it has to do with people devaluing artists' work.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what this article is doing.
Yeah. I'll link the article. I'll link everything we've talked about today down in the show notes. Either in the description on YouTube or in the on the website under the actual audio post for the podcast. But oh, shut up, car. Really?
It just responded to you.
Yeah, I could go on for hours about that. So, what have you been playing besides Flight Rising, which you're doing right now?
I have been playing Elder Scrolls Online and Guild Wars. I finally started playing Guild Wars again after like 3 months because I quit for a while and then I just like couldn't make myself start playing again because I was in the middle of stuff and I didn't want to finish it.
Well, yeah, you're still like 20 story quests away from the end of the main story, so...
Yeah, I don't want to deal with that.
I'm on my 3rd run through. I don't even want to hear it.
And then, of course, Animal Crossing New Leaf, because I play that all the time. And then Oceanhorn for the channel right now, which I am enjoying so much. It's adorable. Yeah.
And then Flight Rising, because you're a fucking nerd-ass. Playing your dragon Neopets.
I grew up playing Neopets, so when I finally was able to sign up for Flight Rising, I was very excited.
Yeah. As for me, I played Wasteland 2 a little bit, because I couldn't sleep one day, and damn, that game was good. It's just, each time I go back to it, I'm like, yeah, this is a really fucking solid game. I played some DMC, because it was on sale over the week, so I just picked up, like, the complete edition of the Devil May Cry reboot, and damn, you know what? I don't give a fuck what people bitch about that thing. That's a good game. Like, that combat is fucking flawless. And if you don't like the reboot, if you don't like the way Dante looks, get the fuck over it. Get the game. That combat is easily some of the best, if not the best, of like a third-person action game I've ever played. I've been playing Warframe as usual. We had the alert, the event that happened, and yay, my side won, so I got a cool-ass gun. And then there was a Kubro thing, so you got a free dog in the game. I don't know. I've been just doing my logins, essentially, lately. Nothing really been interesting going on there. Waiting for the next update for the Monkey King Warframe, which is going to be sweet. Been playing Singularity for the channel, and that is one of the best shooters I've ever played. And the Seeker is easily the best gun I've ever used in a video game. Explosive rounds that you can steer. You fire a bullet, time slows down, and you can steer the bullet anywhere you want to.
That's just...
I was, like, circling it all the way around pillars, like, doing, like, all these, like, weird, dumb loops and shit with it, and then hitting a guy in the back of the head.
That's just unfair.
It's such the best gun in anything ever. And then I've been playing Kentucky Route Zero with you.
I completely forgot about that game.
Hey,
my
there's a reason
God.
we took show notes this week.
Oh, that's such a good game.
Kentucky Route Zero is amazing, and Cardboard Computer, I believe, is the developer.
That sounds right.
Cardboard Computer, please finish it. Please give us the next part. We don't want to end up having to wait for like months and months and months. It's been a year since the last part came out. Please, I know you guys are still active. So,
we will cry.
It is amazing, and we only finished the first act.
You don't want to see us cry. We're both adults, but we will cry.
Yeah,
and that's just sad.
Act 2 will resume Monday, and we'll start Monday. We're going to finish the entire act next week, so yeah, that's going to be...
I'm kind of like, I want to stretch it out just because I know...
Yeah, that's why I'm saying we aren't gonna do it this week.
It's going to kill me to get to the end.
I want to record it over the weekend. Hopefully. There was a 500 meg update that nobody said anything about. It may be like a pre-patch for the next part. I don't know. I'm just guessing. So... we'll see what happens there. But yeah, like, that's all I've been playing, really, has just been those. Really, honestly, just DMC and Wasteland 2 for recreation, everything else for the channel. Which is still fun. I mean, it's still video games. It's not like it's work. Yeah. Outside of that, you got anything?
No, I don't. I don't think so. That's about it.
Cool. And that would be the... well, I guess that's the end of this episode of the Backlog. Fuck, that was a... no, that was a still sizable episode. If you'd like to support us, we are on Patreon. Patreon.com/SSP helps fund us doing this stuff and might keep us regular, like a good bowl of oatmeal or bran or whatever you want to call it. Our website
oatmeal and bran are not the same thing.
No, I know. I was going to say raisin bran. I forgot what raisins were for a moment, so I said oatmeal and then I thought bran, and then I just fucked everything up, and I was going to let it go, and then you had to say something.
That's like the terrible version of raisin bran where they replaced all the raisins and sugar with oatmeal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways.
Anyway, Patreon.com/SSP helps fund us and... might help me build a new computer or 3 for us and start paying these fools. Our website is spidersquareproductions.com. We host other podcasts like Percentages and The Hunted and a webcomic that is still on hiatus called Dead. I have an article going up tomorrow. God, I need to finish that. Oh, no, on Friday. Friday. It's only Wednesday today. Yes, I have one more day. I have an article going up Friday about in-game currencies and stuff, and different ways that games are handling them, and how their distinct ways are also affecting players and how they handle it. And then, yeah, we have Twitter, and we have a Reddit. Hey, we have a subreddit. Reddit.com/r/spidersquid and reddit.com/r/recurringvs. Twitter.com/spidersquidcom. Tumblr, or spidersquidproductions.tumblr.com. Twitter.com/recurringvs.
Twitter.com/EliKissesRats.
And the same on Tumblr for both of that. Yeah, that's about it. Anyway, have a nice night, everybody.
Goodbye.